If you only focus on winning, your journey will look like this. If you focus on learning, your journey will look like this. I'll explain why in this short 3-part video, and the last part will really help you see the full picture, so make sure to stick until the end. Let me explain this concept through my experience with the combat sport Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so this applies to everything in life. When I started training, I noticed there were generally 2 types of people, those obsessed with winning in training and those obsessed with learning in training. Not surprisingly, the first type won more in training, but this was only short-term. The reason why this only works short-term is because this mindset leads people to avoid risking positions where they might lose. They play it safe, they focus on relying on their strength instead of improving their technique. Their ego is too big and fragile to be willing to lose to another person, especially if that person is smaller than them or even a girl. This mindset of wanting to win every round in training leads to these behaviors in training, which again leads to stagnation in the long term. Why? Because the only way to learn and improve is to practice your technique and new techniques. And the only way to do that is to be willing to put yourself in situations where you might lose. Losing in those situations is exactly what will give you the lessons and insights you need to win later in your journey. In fact, it's the only way to get the lessons and insights you need to win later in your journey. The second type of people have almost the opposite mindset. They're so obsessed with learning that they don't care about winning or losing during training. They have little to no ego about trying to prove the other person that they're better than them, which allows them to experiment and improve. I've done this myself. I let myself lose to even girls in sparring. And yes, it stung my ego. Seeing the girl with a proud expression, seeing people around witnessing that I tapped to a girl. But guess what? I got exactly what I wanted, which was the lessons and insights of testing out new techniques and strategies. The lessons and insights that ultimately led me to winning first place in my first competition in the biggest event in the country. I saw the same pattern happening with other people in my club. 1 year in, the ones that were obsessed with learning started to get exponentially further ahead than the ones that were obsessed with winning in training. The latter looked like they hadn't improved for over half a year. Another way to make sure you continuously learn and win long term is through reading. That's why I want to thank Shortform, which is partnering with me. Shortform is like book reviews on steroids. What I love about Shortform is that 1, I can read a short summary for many books before committing to one. 2nd, I can read a quick summary on their app when I'm on the go instead of scrolling on social media. They even have an audio function if you prefer to listen instead. Lastly, I can also dive deeper beyond the summary as they have created full guides for each chapter with cross-references to other books and exercises on how to implement them. Check them out totally for free for 5 days by clicking the link below and get an additional 20% discount if you join annually. In conclusion, don't obsess over these fake wins in training that don't matter. Obsess over the real wins, the situations where it truly matters. And to achieve those real wins, you need to obsess over learning in training, even if it means facing a little humiliation along the way. What's most important is that you walk away with the lessons and insights you need to succeed in the long run.